everyone, it's Jenny here. I have been doing some crafting and I thought I'd do a video, so I'd like to share what I'm doing. If you've come along to my video, thank you so much for coming by, and I hope that you find something useful out of what you see here. I'm just moving the camera, just trying to get a better angle. Just a minute. I'm not really sure if that's any better or not, but we'll see how we go. Okay, yes, as I was saying, thank you for coming by the channel to see what I'm doing today in my studio. I'm currently working on a nature themed journal, so I'm busy making up a little bit of ephemera for it, and I've got here some specimen clusters. These are inspired by a video I saw yesterday on bohemian crafting, and the specimen clusters there were just lovely, and I thought, oh, I've just got to give them a go and put my own spin on them, which is what I'm doing. This is what I've got so far, and this one here is really they're really easy to make and quite quick to make, really, so I thought I'd just share them with everyone. If you want to make these, you're going to need some frames, which I'm using die cut frames. I've got rectangular ones, I've got, if I can pick it up, oval one, and I've got a more fancier one. It's not overly fancy, but you know, they're not huge. They're about the size of my palm in length. So yeah. What else will you need? Something to put inside your frames. They don't have to be specimen ones. You can make these into whatever you want to, really. I'm just doing my nature themed, so and I'm using some just baking paper, nice and cheap. You could use acetate. I've got some clear acetate that I'll be using for some of them, because those ones are actual dried flowers. That's what's in here. There's some real dried flowers, and that's so. What else am I using? I'm using tea-dyed paper, but you could use tea-dyed paper. You could use music sheets. You can use book page. You could use scrapbooking paper that maybe fits in with a journal that you're doing at the time, or some scrapbooking paper that you have. You can just use some of your scraps. Yeah, and you might want some quotes. You might want to add a bit of lace, or muslin, or not gauze, what am I thinking, hessian, to yours. Really anything goes with these. They're clusters, so I'm keeping mine fairly basic because I'd like them to be a little open for whatever journal comes up in the future. So I'm adding a little bit of sort of tatty, fluffy sort of stuff here, but that's about it. I'm not adding actually any lace or anything to mine at this point. So the flowers I'm using are washi flowers from the washi tape shop, and I'm using Tim Holtz butterfly and flower die cuts. So that's pretty much all I'm using. You could use some fussy cut flowers and butterflies that you've already got. You could use oh, I don't know, you could use you even at a pinch you could really use some tissue paper, napkins, and glue the napkins onto your baking paper. Yeah, just have a hunt around and see what you've got that can go inside your frames. Maybe you might want to put little photos, little inchies of photos in them of times gone by. Maybe you might want to put some old time buildings in them. You know, really, it's open for anything, really. Okay, so I'm doing these, and I thought that if you like, you could follow along and filling in the frames in whatever you choose. The process is pretty much the same. Of course, you might adapt the process to your own way of doing things. That's what I did when I saw, well, I kind of did when I was watching Bohemian Crafting. Hers are botanical, but different to these. So anyway, I'm going to put these aside and I'm going to make a start. I will talk through the first couple, and what I'll do is I'll do one in washi flowers and I'll do one in dried flowers, and then I'll talk my way through that, and then I will stop the video and restart with not talking, because I'd like to do a time lapse for that section, because I've got a few to get through and I don't want this video going on forever. So, and I'm sure you don't either. So I'm just scrunching it a little just so that it doesn't curl up on me, not really for any other reason. Alright, so when I start these, I start with my baking paper, and I haven't put any ink on it. I have left it plain, and then I pick a frame, which is what I'm about to do. All my frames I've distressed with vintage photo, and I set the frame in the center. And I'm going to use mushrooms this time. Okay, I've got quite a few mushrooms in the washi flowers. So let's see what we have. Oh, excuse me. Being washi flowers, I can layer these more than one, which is really cool. So I'm going to use, yes, I'm definitely doing that. Right. This is one of the reasons why I'm going to do a time lapse, because getting these washi flowers apart from the acetate they're stuck to is annoying and not easy. They don't come off too easy. Come on. If anyone's got a very quick way of getting these off, please comment below and tell me what it is you do, because these just drive me nuts. I actually did this video yesterday, but I was having huge issues with my phone for storage, which I think I've sorted out now. Plus I had an issue where I couldn't turn the mirrored recording off. I couldn't work out how to turn the mirror part off the phone. So the whole video was a mirror image and everything was back to front, upside down, and so confusing. And I thought, no. Now, what I want is my flowers and whatever I put inside the frame, I want to be directly inside the frame. So not sitting over the edge. So it's like it's a picture. These ones. Alright. Oh, that came off easy. Why can't they all be like that? Okay. Okay. Right, and I'm debating on whether I'll add another ladybird to this one. Might put one on top maybe. Oh, there. Or down here. If I put the frame down further, there. Okay, but I need to cut some more of that shank off. It's still a little bit raised. Going to work, but we'll see. Right. I'm using Helmer's fabric glue for all my gluing. Come off. It's going to be one of those days. Okay. Right, now while that's setting, I will put the glue on my frame. Yeah, I've just chosen not to ink my baking paper. It's personal choice. If you would like to ink yours, then go for it by all means. It's not a must do or not do. I hope that's going to stick. I think it will. And then what I do, once that's done, I will tear all this excess off because it's not needed. I just use extra to make sure that I've got plenty of room to set the frame up. And those baking paper's not cheap. Just get a home brand, and it's you know, about $1 a roll. So I don't mind a little bit of wastage for this. So I'm not tearing it too close to the frame. I'm leaving a little bit excess around the edge, like so. And doing again. And then what I do is I get the tea dyed paper. Like I said, you can use any kind of backing paper you like. Yeah, and I just work out roughly how much I'm going to need, because I'm going to also tear this off around the edges as well. So I just want that little bit extra. And once I've got that, I again glue just the framed section, not this section here, because although the glue dries clear, I'm concerned that, you know, you'll still be able to see where it has been, sort of thing, that it might leave a residue. So I'm only gluing around the frame edge. Hopefully that will stick. I think it might. I probably should have done this one on under acetate, but never mind. And then I tear off the excess, but so that it's showing from underneath the baking paper. So right, almost there. So the clusters turn out quite large. I mean, I've only got small hands, so they're nearly the size of my hand. But I use these, I'm going to use these for gluing onto envelope pockets, any kind of pocket really, large journal cards. They can go onto the corners of book pages, small little notebooks that you might want to put in a tuck spot in a journal. Yeah, so they're a good size for all those things. Right, I might just ink up around the edge of that tea dyed paper, just because it's a little bit light, and I just want it just that little bit more antiqued. There we go. Alright, so, and then what I do from that is I work out what it is I want on the bottom, just to add a little bit more texture and another layer. And like the others, I'm going to use this green, it's actually a knitted scarf. If I can get it all out. That's it there. It's a scarf and I'm just cutting bits off of it off. Yeah, I'll cut up just about anything. Anything I can make tatty, I will cut off into pieces and use that. So I'm just pulling it out so that I've got some tatty bits hanging. I'll put the cast on edge at the back. Right. How much have I got there? Plenty. So on the back, I just pick a side or directly underneath and add a little bit of glue. And put it on, scrunch it down a little. Like that. Is that going to stick? Oh yes. Good. So, I could probably put a quote on there, but I might just leave it. But I'm going to add a flower of some description. It's too big. There's sort of the same colouring. Do I want the same colouring? Yeah, why not? Oh, all my flowers and butterflies are not inked around, so I need to do that. And just working out where my glue is going to be. Almost all of it, so that's all right. Sorry, I had to turn off the video for a second. Alright, so there we go. It's done, all glued on, and see, it took hardly any time to put that little cluster together, which you can add to at a later date. You can do them to, you know, so far, and you can add any other embellishments as you add them into a journal. That way you know what embellishments you might want to have on it that would suit whatever it is you're working on at the time. So they're pretty much all done. They take next to no time at all to do. So I'll do a one with the acetate and some dried flowers, and we'll go from there. So I need acetate, which I'll cut a piece off of. I might do this one, a round one. Momentary lapse of forgetting what I'm doing. First I need the baking paper. Now, I'm not putting acetate on back and front of mine because all mine are going to be backed onto something. But that is certainly an option if you want it to be like a specimen, proper specimen thingy. Yeah, you can certainly do that. So, yeah. Is that piece that I cut big enough? Yes. Alright, so I need that just as my guide, and I have got 4 boxes of dried flowers here, so I might look in this one this time. I've bought these on eBay quite a while ago now. And what I'm going for is pieces that aren't too thick. Or that can be flattened down a little bit. Try and rearrange it. Oh, no. A little. See what happens. It's still a little bit too long. And maybe a bit too much of this. It doesn't matter if they break up, it sort of all adds to the vintaginess of it, if you know what I mean. Maybe if I pop that over this way. Okay, yep, that'll do. So because that's all just sort of broken into pieces, I'm just going to try and put a smear of, thin smear of glue in this section where I had it arranged, and now pop it back. There, like that. And then this piece, we'll glue on there like that. So, did I break another flower? I did too. Oh, it's not good. The dried flowers seem to dry fairly easily. They glue very easily, I should say. I will stick that one on. Okay. Just put that aside. Now I'm going to try and see if I can get a butterfly in there. May not, but we'll see. Yeah. I don't know if I've got any small enough for that section. Just on there like that. Oh, that looks cute. That'll do. Right. It's just to hold it in place, pretty much. Like so. And I'm going to, before I put the frame on, I'm going to just trim up these bits here, because they were kind of in the way. Now the frame, I'll just pop that aside. Now the frame, how I've done it before is I've put the frame on onto the acetate and then cut around it and glued the frame around onto there. So we'll do it that way. Seems to work for me, so, and it will work. If the glue comes out, that would be very helpful. definitely not wanting an excess of glue for this. Right. Awesome. Okay. Get everything off me. I've got glue and fluff all over the place. Right. And I'm going to cut around, leaving just a tiny little bit of room. A little bit like when you're cutting, you know, when you've laminated small things and you've got to cut them apart. If you cut them too close to the edge, the laminate can sort of come apart, you know, split and open up again. And yeah, so I just want to leave just a little fraction bit of room. Okay, so once I've done that, which side is that on? I make sure that it's gonna, where it's gonna go, and I re-glue the frame. Again, trying not to have a huge amount of glue on here because I don't want it to seep through. To this inside section. And then just putting it down a little bit at a time until it's taken hold. Like that. Alright, and again, just tearing off around the edge. Oops, no, not that much. I'm stuck to it. At the moment the floor is my bin because my bin is full. Now you don't have to tear it, whatever effect it is that you like. You can straight cut it with, you know, just a normal pair of scissors. You can use pinking shears and have a pinked edge. You can use a tear ruler if you like. For well, for straight areas you can use a tear ruler. For me it's easier just to tear it off with my hands. So, and then I get the paper. and glue it on. And again, I'm not going to glue in the center section, I'm just going to glue on the back of the frame itself. Just like that. And tear off any excess bits, just leaving a little bit. Around the edge, or as much as you want around the edge, using this part of the paper. And there you go. And again, I'm going to have to ink that because it's, I don't know, it's just not old worldly enough for me. I must admit, I do like a fair bit of vintage photo on my things. But then I'm very much a grunge girl, so you know, I like that effect. Right. So now for this one, I'm going to add some hessian. I bought this huge big roll a long while back. Have a look at it. I think that'll keep me going all year. I'm going to cut off the side bits. It's the I like the hemmed area, because that just won't fray, and I want it to fray. So come on. Just wondering whether to do that. Or whether I would want it just on the edges there, like that. Yeah, yeah. So I don't want that much. I can take all that off. Use that for something else. Right. So this one will have definitely a very earthy sort of feel. Just going to pull it, tug at it, get it. Can always trim up later. There. See, and that lends itself to some nice cream lace. Actually, I might put this one in this current journal, so I actually might put some lace on this one. So just, I'll be back in a sec. Okay, I'm back. And I have some coffee dyed Venice lace, which I can put on here like so. And don't really see it. Something that colour would be good. Okay, I'm back with some more lace. I'm a little bit disappointed because the one that I actually wanted, I couldn't find it, so I must have used it all. Alright, I actually think this one would be better. Yep. I just want a little bit. I'm not putting lace on any of the others. I just, this one, I just wanted to see what it would look like. And I'll just pop some glue just down this bottom section. And make sure I get the right side on, be good. And I'm going to try and sort of ruffle it up a little bit. Like that. Now, the right colour butterfly I am going to stick on here somewhere. Butterfly on the top edge there. I might put this one here. Like so. Well, that was a bit drawn out. But I guess, you know, not all of them can be so quick and easy. And that. There. Oh, I quite like it. It's a bit grungy. Could probably use more, but until it actually goes onto something, I won't know. So that's another one done. Sorry, bumping the phone again. I will stop the video here and I'll restart and finish off my frames. I've got a few to go, and then I'll come back in and we'll have a look at how many I ended up with altogether, and I'll say my goodbyes. Okay, see you soon. Okay, everyone, I think that's it. I'm running out of tea stain paper that well, the quota that I brought out to use for this particular little mass making session. So I'm just going to show you all what I made. So that one, it's really quite sweet. I love that one. Mushrooms, really simple. More mushrooms. And the blue one to finish it off. So that's it. How many did I make? I didn't count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 altogether. Yeah, so they don't take very long. The biggest hold up is the washi flowers. Yeah, so if you weren't using washi flowers and you were using something else, I think they would not take nearly as long. Anyway, I must go start cooking tea. Oh, and this one too. That's right, I couldn't. It needs something else, but I'm not quite sure. So I left that one till last. So there's 10 all up. Yeah, so I will go cook tea and edit the video and post it straight away. And then I have a flip through video of 3 folios to do. So yeah, goodbye. Thank you for coming. Hope to see you again. Please hit the subscribe button and the like